I remember I was 13 and a half, and the Norway in skiing, that was, I think, my biggest competition, international. And I think that was probably the breakthrough for me, for the European sport gymnastic community, to see what I was capable to do at that particular time. I didn't know how good I was compared to others, because there was no social media and everybody was doing their own thing and assuming that other teams are much better. You just try to do as much as you can. Every time the Olympic happens, then everybody talks about it, and I don't really watch too much because I remember, but I appreciate more every year, because I didn't know it was a big deal then. And now as I, live generation, because I've been on this earth for a couple of years, I realized what a big deal was. And then I look back at the little girl who has done all of that, and I'm more and more proud. In my time, there were very little options for women to play sports. Gymnastic was one, and I don't know if there was anything else. So I was lucky to have a little place that I could go and spend the energy. I remember at the time, everything was like, oh, this is a man's sport. This is only guys can do it. Men can only do that. Girls cannot do that. This is too much. And now, last year in Paris, there was the celebration about the 50-50 equality competition, and that's a lot of push right now for women power and girl power, and be courageous, take the risk, and appreciate more verbally women's sports. We are about 7 or 9 people in a board at that time, and in our schedule says there is a surprise meeting, so we didn't know it's going to be Mr. Mandela. So the door opened, and there was a room like this, and we're like finishing up, and when we saw Nelson Mandela, we stopped. We couldn't believe this is a real person who came to say hello to us. And he came to me and he said, I followed your life and everything you have done, and he hugged me and told me congratulations. And then I remember when I was on a podium on the First Laureus Awards, when he said the famous word, sport has the power to change the world. When I look at my life, it's basically what it is that describes my life. Well, you still can get a 10 in execution right now, but probably the highest one that I've seen was 9.50. I'm fortunate to have people remember. I mean, generation after generation, I met a lot of young people here. And even the mother probably were not born when I was competing. So, I'm asking you, the society in which we live right now is that things happen and we turn the page. And that comes the next star and the next star. And to be able to make a history in such a way that we celebrate here almost 50 years of the history, I realized that it's a hard thing to do. And that little 14-year-old, 13-year-old was able to do that. And I can say that being the first, it's something that everybody remembers. And probably that will be something that will be there forever. And also the youngest, because now you have to be 16 and I was 14. So I'm proud of the little 14-year-old Nadia.